Hello. So, when it comes to losing fat, one of the main things that has really helped me is meal prepping my food at the beginning of the week. One, I know it takes a lot of time in one sitting, but when you spread that across the entire week, you don't have to think about your food, you don't have to think about what you're gonna eat for dinner, and you're not gonna have to cook for the rest of the week. You might have to cook like 1 or 2 times, depending on how quickly you go through the food, but ideally, you're not gonna cook it all. Therefore, saving you a lot of time to maybe get in more workouts or take a walk or do something with your kids or something that brings you more joy. So it's more sustainable. Also, you are gonna be less inclined to order takeout or make something that is not very, very healthy in your fridge. Because if I'm running late to something, if I am running late to a meeting in the morning and I have to grab something out of my fridge, but I didn't meal prep anything, so let's say I just grab, I don't know, I grab a McDonald's sausage patty on the way there, thinking, oh, it has protein, all that stuff. That's what gets you into trouble, because while there is protein in McDonald's sausage biscuits, there's also a substantial amount of fat, there's a substantial amount of calories, and I have no idea what is being put in there behind the scenes. When you're making your own food, you have the control to know exactly what ingredients are going inside each and every meal. Therefore, it can be very simplified, and your body loves simple. Trust me, your body loves simple. It doesn't like complex. So, with that being said, meal prepping has been one of the main things that has been able to take a whole shift on my fitness and wellness journey, and it's something that I just preach to everyone. So all it takes is planning out the day before what you're gonna go to the grocery store, get those things, and then meal prep them in bulk at the start of the week. So I'm going to share with you 3 recipes that I will be meal prepping this week. Very simple, very easy, and very delicious, very nutritious. Good for the gut, good for the mind, good for the muscles. So the first thing that I'm gonna be making is my breakfast. All right, so the first meal that I'm gonna be prepping is breakfast, and we are gonna be making some bell pepper egg bites. Full of vitamin C, full of protein, low carb, good stuff, all right? Very delicious too. So I started by prepping my oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to take these bell peppers and I'm going to halve them. And you guys, when it comes down to anything that you do, simplicity is really key here if you want to see the best results. So simplify your diet, simplify your workouts, simplify everything, and it just makes it so much easier to maintain, to be sustainable, and just overall be easier on your life, depending on how busy you are and how many other things you have going on. I know a lot of times it can be we have a lot of distractions and people telling us to do this and that and try this new thing and try that new thing, and it can be a lot sometimes. And by eating simple, you guys, I'm talking about whole foods, fruits and veggies, whole fruits and veggies taking up the majority of your diet. And if that is something that is new to you, if you're not used to getting a lot of whole fruits and vegetables in, definitely start slow. Just start by incorporating more vegetables and fruits into your diet instead of pulling out things that you enjoy already. So if I'm used to eating a lot of takeout and I'm used to eating a lot of high sugar, high fat, high salt type of foods, instead of immediately restricting yourself of all of those things, which can not be sustainable in long term, start by incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your diet, and eventually just keep adding more and more over time, and your taste buds will continue your taste buds will start to adapt to that, and it will actually start to crave more vegetables and fruit. I used to have a very, very bad sugar addiction, and where all I would eat was just sugar. I would just eat candy, chocolates, donuts, because I worked at a bakery, I worked at an ice cream shop, and that was just so accessible to me, and that's all that I ate. And now I don't even have that stuff in my apartment. I don't keep any sugar or any donuts or ice cream or chocolates in my apartment because, one, I know that I would eat it if it was available, but two, my body actually doesn't crave it anymore. My body believes fruit is sweet enough to curb my sugar craving if I do have one, which I really don't. I actually just naturally crave fruit as a dessert. I crave pineapple, I crave strawberries, I crave a smoothie for dessert. And it's just proof that your taste buds will change as you continue to just incorporate more whole and natural foods into your diet. So now I'm gonna quickly wash these just to get some of the seeds and stuff out before I put some eggs in. So now that you got your bell peppers cut and washed, you're gonna put them on a baking tray. And if you haven't already, go ahead and set your oven to 400 degrees. And we're gonna take some eggs and we're just gonna crack them into these bell peppers. Perfect amount of eggs. All of them gone, all of them on these bell peppers. All right, now the toppings here are really up to you. I'm just gonna personally put some chopped spinach on top of them. So I'm just gonna cut this up real quick. I'm actually going to also add a few spices. So I'm gonna add some onion powder and some garlic powder, and then my cheese, I'm gonna add in some feta cheese. I personally love feta cheese over any other type of cheese, so I'm just gonna sprinkle in a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my spinach on top. You can add tomatoes, you can add onion, you can add literally whatever you guys want to these egg bites. You can add turkey bacon, ham. And then once your oven is ready, we're gonna pop these in the oven for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees. And while that is cooking, let's go ahead and prep our lunch. So this next one I'm gonna make is an Asian chicken salad with ginger carrot dressing. So we're gonna be using a lot of root vegetables here, and you'll need your slicer or your cutter. And I'm going to start by shaving some slices of, first I'm gonna peel the outer layer of this, and then once I get into the meat and potatoes of it, I'm going to just take these slices of sweet potato, of zucchini, and of carrot. So once I have the skin removed, all I'm gonna do is use this slicer, I forget what you call this, or peeler, and I'm just gonna peel strips of this sweet potato. Once these sweet potatoes are peeled, I'm actually going to set them aside and put them on another baking sheet. And then continue the peeling process with the carrots and the zucchini. All right, so I cut up my zucchini, my carrots, and my sweet potatoes. And honestly, that's probably the biggest laborious part of our meals today, was just doing that. It took a little bit of time. And while I was doing that, our bell peppers just are done for breakfast. So this is what they look like. I'll show you a better view. But yeah, these are the breakfasts, guys. They look delicious. These are really good. So for the dressing, we're gonna start with a half a cup of olive oil and a half a cup of rice vinegar. We're gonna do a teaspoon of sesame oil. I'm just gonna eyeball it here. We're gonna do a tablespoon of honey, a half of a lime, the juice of it. Look how that's separating in there. That looks kind of cool. Looks like some bees would live in that or something. I don't know. I'm going to add a chopped large carrot. Then I'm gonna add some ginger chunks and a pinch of salt to taste. This is such a cool golden color. I love it. All right, you guys, so I just placed those bell peppers aside and I turned down the temperature on my oven to 375. And I'm going to place the sweet potato peelings onto this baking sheet. I'm gonna spread them out as best as I can. And I'm gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna pop these in the oven until they're about golden brown. All right, you guys, so when it comes down to the Asian chicken salad, here's how you're gonna make it. So I'm gonna grab a handful of spinach or green mix. I'm going to grab my carrots, some zucchini, touch of red onion, some shredded chicken, and my sweet potato chips. Or they tried to be chips, but they're still a little bit, they didn't really turn out to be chips. It's all right. And then your sauce whenever you're ready to eat it. Just pour that right on top of there. It looks so good when it's, I mean, look at this color. It looks amazing. All of these different, this rainbow of color of orange and green, and it just looks amazing. It seems zestful. All right, y'all, so for dinner, the final recipe, we're gonna be making some falafel with chickpeas. So I have already rinsed and soaked my chickpeas, and I went ahead and already chopped up while everything else is cooking my cilantro, parsley, onion, and garlic. And I really just estimated this, you guys. So I'm just gonna throw everything into a blender, and I'm gonna try and blend it as evenly as I can since I don't have a food processor. But yeah, we're just gonna blend these things together and then I'm gonna roll them up into little balls. All right, y'all. So I blended up everything and I ended up adding some cumin and salt and pepper. And now all I have to do is roll these into like this size, falafel size. And I'm just gonna put it on a baking sheet and I'm gonna bake them. So yes, I did change my shirt, but the falafels are now done. I put them in there in the oven after I rolled them out for about 30 minutes and I flipped them over halfway. So falafels are now done, and when I pair this for dinner, I think I'm going to chop up some cherry tomatoes and put it on top of a salad mix with some feta cheese and some hummus. So again, as a reminder, we made these easy egg bite, bell pepper bites. We made this Asian chicken salad, and we made this Mediterranean falafel for dinner. So this entire prep today took me about 3 hours to make, and I understand that it's a big chunk of time for one specific day, but it really, really does make a difference and helps you out tremendously for the rest of the week. And meal prepping, again, can save you time for the rest of the week, and it can save you money by not ordering takeout and by choosing foods and making meals that are very, very simple ingredient-wise. This is what I will be eating this week, and I'm glad I could share with you guys. And then I also throw together some fruit for a snack, or I also have some carrots and hummus and maybe a protein shake. But yeah, throw in some snacks in there as well if these 3 meals aren't enough for you. Throw in some fresh fruit, throw in a protein shake, throw in some vegetables and dip. Something quick, easy, healthy. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you later.